Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how I make my famous cornbread dressing that everybody loves. Everyone says it's so good, and fun fact, I've never tasted my cornbread dressing because I do not eat dressing. I don't eat dressing, I don't eat stuffing, I don't eat any of that. So of all my years of making this, I've never ever tasted it or tried it. Like, never. I just do not like dressing or stuffing, but my husband loves it. Everyone who I've made it for has loved it and said it's really, really good. So I decided to go ahead and show you my recipe because I know Christmas is in a couple days, and if you're looking for like a quick and easy recipe that you can take to like your family dinner, potluck, anything like that, this is a quick and easy. It's so easy, like it's really hard to mess up, and everyone says it's really good. So I'm gonna show you everything that you need, even though you've probably already been, you know, watching or looking at it. You're gonna need some chicken broth, you're gonna need butter, you're gonna need some chopped celery, you're gonna need some rubbed sage, or I don't know if it's called rubbed or just crushed, rubbed, whatever. You're gonna need sage, poultry seasoning, you're gonna need sugar, you'll see why in a minute. You're gonna need some corn muffin mix. I use Jiffy. You can definitely make your own cornbread if you want to, but I don't. But this, I think everybody likes Jiffy cornbread mix. You're gonna need some milk and an egg. So the first thing you're gonna do is preheat your oven to 400 degrees, and get that started. Also, another fact is that I do not really measure anything, to be honest. I've been making this for so many years that I don't measure anything. I don't measure anything to make the cornbread. I don't measure the celery. I don't really measure anything. So just watch me what I do, and you're gonna kind of like get an estimate of like what you'll need. Also, you can like double this if you want. So you'll need like 2 packs of cornbread, 2 eggs, double the milk for the cornbread, and then you'll just need more. You'll just see. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. First things first, you're gonna pour your cornbread mix into your bowl. And I'm just making a little bit right now just because we're not like cooking for anyone, so I'm just making a small portion of this. So I'm just using 1 box of cornbread. I'm going to add in my milk. Again, I do not measure, I don't measure anything, but you can obviously follow directions on the box if you're not familiar with making this. And where did my egg go? Oh, it's right here. And then put in your egg. And okay, this is the part you're gonna be like, okay, what is she doing? This is where the sugar comes in. I'm telling you, everybody has tried it. Everyone said it is so good. They're like, that sweetness in it just makes it. And trust me on this, just try it. Just trust me on this. So I don't measure, so I'm gonna say maybe like, maybe 1/4 of a cup, maybe. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Maybe like 1/4 of a cup. Okay, if you're just making this, I would just say like 1/4 of a cup of sugar. And you are going to mix that up like you're making regular cornbread. This is not healthy at all. The sugar, the butter, this is not, you know, obviously healthy at all, but it's the holidays, so, you know, treat yourself. You deserve it. So get all that mixed up. Get all the lumps out of there. Cornbread, like, this is like really hard to like mess up, so. But again, if you're not familiar with making it, go ahead and you know, follow the measurements. But for the sugar, I say like 1/4 of a cup, even 1/3. If you're like sensitive to sweetness, use 1/3 of a cup. But I just eyeball it and it turns out good every time, so just do that. So I'm going ahead and spraying down my baking dish because you don't want it to stick. And I'm using, like I said, a small pan because this is going to be like a small portion. Spray that down really good. And you're going to pour the cornbread mix into the pan. And we are going to bake this in the oven for about 20 minutes, but just watch it because my oven gets like super hot and it will like brown and get burnt really fast. So just watch it. So I say about 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so now we're starting on the celery part of the dressing. So this is a stick of butter with like I think 1 tablespoon missing. It needs a lot of butter because this is going to saute down the celery. So I'm going to add that stick in. You could use a whole stick if you want. I mean, butter in this recipe isn't really gonna like mess it up. So I'm using the stick I have. I think it has like a tablespoon missing of butter. And I'm going to get this all melted down. It's gonna take a while, so we'll watch that melt. And also, I don't have my heat really high for this just because you don't want to burn your celery. You want to like kind of saute it a little bit slow. Like, you don't want it to cook really fast and get crispy and burnt. You just want to like soften it and saute it. So I have it on like medium heat right now. So I'm gonna let that melt down. That's gonna melt pretty slow. Okay, so as you can see, the butter's melted, sizzling right now. So I'm going to go ahead and add in the celery. And we are going to saute that. I'm going to turn it down a little bit because it's simmering kind of high. So I'm going to let that just simmer and cook down a little bit. And you want to make sure that your celery is like finely chopped. You don't want like big chunks of celery. Unless that's my husband. He doesn't like big chunks. So make sure you chop it up very fine. Okay, so now it's time to add the sage and the poultry seasoning. Again, I do not measure, but you know what? For this video, I'm gonna go ahead and try and measure it just because, you know, I'm filming and I want you guys to like try to kind of get like an accurate, you know, measurement. So this is a teaspoon measuring spoon. So pretty sure a teaspoon would be plenty. So this is a teaspoon of the poultry seasoning. And then if like towards the end it doesn't smell like how I need it to smell, then I can always add in a little bit more. And now I'm going to add in a teaspoon of the sage. It's okay if it's mixed because I only use the sage and poultry seasoning for this, so it's not a big deal that it's kind of mixed up. So go ahead and add a teaspoon of that. I feel like I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of sage just because my husband loves that sage taste in this. I'll let this cook for maybe, I don't know, 5 to 7 minutes maybe. It's already like cooking down pretty good, and again, it's gonna get even softer once it's in the oven with the cornbread, because you're gonna bake that again. You'll see. So this is already looking good. So yeah, I feel like that'll be enough. So basically, I used 2 teaspoons of the sage, and I used 1 teaspoon of the poultry seasoning because this is really strong. So you don't want to use too much of the poultry. So we're gonna go with that. We're gonna say a teaspoon of the poultry and 2 teaspoons of the sage. I feel like that would be plenty. Just gonna let that simmer and cook a little bit longer. Okay, so now I'm back. The cornbread is all done, and this is what it looks like. It looks really good. I love cornbread. I just want to like eat this just the way it is, but I'm not going to. So anyways, when it comes out of the oven and it's hot, you're gonna take a little bit of butter. I just have like a little stick right here. Hands are clean, I just washed them. And I'm just going to rub this down with butter just because, I mean, butter makes everything better. And butter on cornbread is like the best thing anyway. So I always just do this. I mean, I guess this is optional, but I like to do this because it's added flavor. And that's just how I make cornbread anyway. When it comes out of the oven and it's hot, I rub it down in butter. So I'm gonna do that really quick, let that melt. So pretty much this is all melted down. So what you're gonna do next, I'm just gonna use the spoon that I used for the celery, and I'm going to hold this because it's hot first. And I'm basically just gonna break up this cornbread, like just crumble it up, just literally smash it all up in the pan, because you're gonna make the cornbread, you're gonna bake it again in this pan, so less dishes. So we're just gonna break all of that up. Okay, as you can see, the cornbread is all crumbled up and everything, and it's ready to mix in the celery mixture. So I'm gonna grab this pan and pour that mixture into here. So once the mixture is in there, you just combine it. You just mix it all together. Mix the celery with the the cornbread mixture. You don't even have to make this for like a holiday thing. You can make it as like a weeknight dinner side if you want to. Yeah, it's just really simple and easy to make. And honestly, at this point, I hope the lighting is good. At this point, you could probably just eat it like this if you want to, but I'm not really sure how that would taste. But this is what it's gonna look like. It already looks like it's done. It looks like dressing. So now for the next step. So this is where the chicken broth comes in. Again, I don't really measure it. You just basically pour it over enough to where you can see that it's moist. So you'll see in a second. I'll try to show you what I mean. And you just pour it over just to moisten it. You don't want it like soaking wet, but just to moisten it. Like, I'm pretty sure that's enough. I don't know how much I use, probably maybe a cup maybe. And you just pour it over and you press it down. And this is gonna go back in the oven for maybe another 30 minutes maybe. I'm not really sure, but you're gonna know when it's done. It'll be like brown on top. Like right now it just looks like mushy and probably not that good. Looks like super mushy. But I'm gonna put this back in the oven for another, like I said, 20-30 minutes, and it's gonna be like brown on top, and that's gonna be it. Let me go ahead and put that in the oven. All right guys, so I just pulled it out the oven. It's really hot right now. It's all done. Yeah, it's pretty much ready to eat and everything. What I love about this is that you could make it the night before. So meaning like after you put in the chicken stock, you can put it in the refrigerator overnight and then just bake it off the next day so it's fresh and hot. So it saves you some time. Like if you're making this on Thanksgiving Day or on Christmas Day, you want this for, you know, a holiday, you can make it the day before and it's fine in the refrigerator. Probably up to a couple days. I remember I left it in there for I think 2 days and it was perfectly fine. So it's something that you can, like, you know, make ahead and then freeze it also if you want to. So super easy. As you saw, this was just like so easy, really hard to mess up. It's not, you know, super complicated or anything. But if you all enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you make it, please comment down below, or if you put it on Instagram, tag me, let me know that you made it and you liked it. I promise, I think you'll enjoy it. No one has said anything negative about this dressing at all. I'm telling you, at my husband's company potluck last year, like so many people were like asking around, who made the dressing, who made the dressing? And I, like, you know, like my husband would tell them that I made it, and then they would come over and say, oh my gosh, that was so good, best dressing I've ever had. So I'm very confident in showing it with my YouTube family. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Hope you liked the recipe. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.